We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shouts out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen,
we're having a good time, yo. Oh, your Usher made it in the. Hey, yo.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Today's video is about new information on the P Diddy situation. Now, it's amazing that he has been able to do allegedly a lot of these things and no one has said anything until now. Now, I do think is because some people have took the leap and now others are joining to say other things, but at the same time sometimes it does seem like a cash grab. But me personally, because I've always heard shady things that P Diddy say, even when Tupac was alive. He called out both Biggie and Puffy, at the time that was his name, of the shooting that happened at the studio when Tupac was going there. Now, with that type of stuff right there, and of course, I guess I don't expect anybody to fess up and say, yeah, we kind of knew what was going on. But the fact that Tupac was that adamant about that, and also some things that he said did make a lot of sense. I don't put too much past Puffy by certain things I heard him say on video. And at the time with the Kevin Hart and the Usher thing, that kind of went over my head. But with other videos that I've saw with P. Diddy either getting a little touchy grabby or saying certain things because he has some liquor into him. And look, I don't care about his sexual orientation. I have associates that are of the LGBT community, both men, women. Some may be, well, I don't think I know a trans person. Oh, actually, I do. Personally, I don't care what anybody does in their life as long as you are not, wait, something's in my eye. As long as you are not hurting anyone. And that's the bad thing with money and power. Things do tend to get out of hand. Now, the only thing I will say with this story, which is really out there, and I do think because he is a famous figure, maybe that's why it's magnified. But I do have to admit, and I'm not one to say pull out the race card thing, but it has to be a little bit associated with race to a certain degree. Because with Jeffrey Epstein, with him and the other guy that has a similar type of name, which I cannot think of his name, they was able to move in the darkness while a lot of people, and this is why, and I kind of changed subject to a certain degree. This is why when men do that thing, it is what it is, and no snitching. This is when it's bad. Because sometimes your boy, or either certain things that you know that's going on, you don't say nothing. Because it's like, I don't want to snitch. I don't want to get involved. And that's when it's bad, because that could be your daughter or your cousin, or maybe your brother. Something bad has happened to your brother, not little brother. I'm assuming most people would defend family, but somebody that you know, something's happening out of hand and nobody says nothing. So that's where men fuck up at to a degree. I have this video by, I believe is Fox 5. Yeah, Fox 5, I believe. So let's listen.
We begin right now with exclusive information on the latest in the Diddy investigation. I have learned from sources that investigators have found several weapons inside his homes. Several. They also have found videos. It's been reported that Diddy has collected images of people in compromising situations at his residences. TMZ now obtained this video inside his home in Los Angeles after the raid by federal agents. It's reported that Diddy is the target of a sex trafficking investigation that comes after he was hit with a wave of civil lawsuits alleging sexual assault and trafficking. I've also learned exclusively that Diddy is in Miami. Authorities know exactly where he is. They've been in touch with his legal team. Sources tell me he's trying to avoid the paparazzi, and they're telling me he will not be arrested soon.
Okay. I'm not very surprised by that right there, him not being arrested, but that means that they didn't find no hard evidence. And plus, I'm pretty sure his legal team has some procedures that they can do to keep him out of jail. But I didn't hear them say anything about post and bond. So they don't have hard evidence yet. Or either maybe it's nothing. But they don't have hard evidence. As far as him having weapons, I'd be surprised if a multi-millionaire or a billionaire does not have weapons in their house. So that's not really my concern. My concern is video, and they probably found drugs too, but I don't think they found enough that he would be involved with moving and selling it. Because I'm pretty sure if it was a case like that, yes, they would bring the heat. So let's see what more she has to say.
Former NYPD Detective Derek Parker, known as the Hip Hop Cop, is joining me now with his thoughts on how this plays out. First, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So you know Diddy, right?
Yes.
In what way?
Back in the 90s, I was assigned to the NYPD. I was the hip-hop cop back then, so I had to assist in arresting him in several instances where there were some crimes committed.
What were those arrests for?
One was the Club New York shooting. He was with J-Lo at the time, and the other one was the Steve Stout assault that happened with MTV.
Right. Okay. So I have some exclusive information which you just heard. The fact, if it's true that they found a lot of weapons at his homes, What do you think this could mean?
Well, what happens here is if the federal government started a case with him. Apparently the search warrant that had his houses in Miami and LA was pre-planned already. They knew they were going to do that. So they have a much bigger case. Right now with the guns, they're going to check them. They're going to trace them, see if they were used in any crimes. They're going to go over anything about cooperators that are cooperating with them. They're going to be talking to a lot of people about certain criminal acts that he might have committed, and then go from there.
And what about the videos?
Well, they're going to sift through those videos. They're going to look at them and then see if there's any criminality on those videos, and then they'll go from there.
So what do you think? I mean, it just seems like the house of cards might fall for Diddy right now.
It's not looking that great. Right now, I know that he has higher-powered attorneys, and with all these allegations that are coming out against him and against other people, a lot of people are starting to be very nervous about what's going on.
When you arrested Diddy back in the day, what kind of interaction did you have with him?
More professional. I mean, he knew who I was. I knew who he was. And whenever he got into trouble, it was like I was like his detective. So,
yeah.
You know, I always had to come to the precinct of whatever happened and then to deal with him to make sure that everything was good with the detectives there and then everything else going on.
We should mention that Diddy has denied any wrongdoing.
Right.
As of right now, he's saying he had nothing to do with anything. So,
right now, it's just an investigation.
Right. But it seems like all of this came to light after his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, alleged that she was in a very abusive relationship with him.
That accelerated things. I mean, his settlement with her and all the criminal acts that she alleged have happened, and then
oh my God, they found videotapes. What could be on those videotapes? Right, just people in compromising positions. But rewind! That isn't the first time we've heard about Diddy in tapes. Remember what 50 Cent said about 14 years ago?
No. Fuck, like he called, we should kick it on telephone and after the meeting.
Right.
And it be like, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl, like, not the shit y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Wow. Oh, you kidding me, yo?
Like penetration and
Nah, come on, man. Come on, Fifth.
all that. And I didn't even, I called him and said, yo, you really, this girl, like, you really, like, you like her like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm going to send you something. You look at it, you call me back. I sent him the photos, the pictures and everything. And then he called back and was like, yo, thanks, man. Yo, I really appreciate that. Yo, where you get these shits from? And I said, you know, like, because they know, like, if something crazy is going on.
Man, you would have thought that after R. Kelly, somebody would have learned by now, but they didn't.
Yes, obviously. Some dudes just don't learn. And the fact that you have money and power does not matter, especially when you start making enemies in the high places. Now, there's a part that O'Shea Duke Jackson was talking about that probably Diddy was trying to sue some brand or some high level business owner and made an enemy of them, and then they was going to take everything away from him. But look, I know sometimes brothers, I'm talking about black men in general, get lied on. You get set up, people put out false claims, and it ruins your career. Jonathan Majors is a good example of that happening. Even though he did get into an altercation with his girlfriend, but he did try to get away from her, but then he made one fatal mistake. Now, that's a totally different story, so I'm not going to get into that right there. But I have video of Diddy acting wild. Now, I'm not going to put here because then this video would get way too long. But he kept pushing the envelope, and eventually things was going to fall down. And the fact that he's a man or black is irrelevant. Me, I'm like, wrong is wrong. Now, if he had a good, solid reputation that he had no other, and I'm not talking about haters, but he would not have various people saying that he was flexing his power, doing certain things, and allegedly how he treated Cassie. Now, once again, she stayed there, but I understand sometimes once you get into a relationship with someone, sometimes it's a little hard to walk away because his feelings there, time spent, and in her case, the dude had money. Eventually, she was able to get away from him, and then obviously she sued him. Was it a money grab? Yes. But do I think he did a lot of those things? I mean, and I cannot find some of the video. There's this dude that supposedly he's disappeared, but he said that he was involved with Diddy wanted him to smash Cassie in front of him. And I'm pretty sure he videotaped it. Look, that's one thing I sometimes hear with dudes that are rich or women that have had a lot of sexual partners. Normal sex gets boring. So you want to take it up a notch. You want to start doing threesomes or chain gangs or swingers. You want to start getting in polyamory. I can't pronounce that. You want to start and getting involved in that type of lifestyle. And then it's hard to come back. It's hard to come back. Anyway, they're almost done. Let them finish.
Other people started coming forward, so it's like a house of cards.
Yeah, and I think there are several people right now that are alleging that they were in allegedly compromising positions at Diddy's house,
Yes.
being forced to do things that they didn't want to do.
There are a lot of things that are coming out right now, and what's going to happen is that the government's going to go through all of these things that they have uncovered, and they're going to see if there's any criminality. If any charges are to be brought, they will bring them later.
So let's talk about this, because I'm not like into the weeds of all this.
Okay.
But apparently TMZ is reporting that Suge Knight, who's in prison right now, right? And he's
in prison, yes, he's in jail. For he ran over an individual in Los Angeles and he committed a homicide.
Okay. So TMZ is reporting that Suge Knight has said to Diddy right now, your life is in danger.
Yes. Okay, what he's probably saying, I can't speak for what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because of everything that's going on right now, there's probably a lot of people that are upset about what's going on. And then, even yesterday I started seeing things online where people are starting to make threats towards 50 and Diddy is starting to go back. And this is how it starts in hip hop. It starts right on social media and then it goes into the streets.
It does. You don't hear about that too much. I mean, back in the day, yes, right? There was a lot of that.
Back in the days, you had diss records where people would just do diss records, and one rapper would talk about the other rapper. Now they go to clubs and places, and this is where they meet, and then there's always collateral damage.
Okay, so there's also been talk. I didn't realize there was this Camp Diddy. We're hearing that Usher, when he was a young man just starting in the business, he went to Diddy's house for an extended period of time. Even Justin Bieber was brought there. I think he was 15 years old. And now we're kind of looking at their interviews that they gave years ago about being at Diddy's house and what transpired. We're looking at it differently.
Well, they are, because they were young men at the time. So with all the sex trafficking allegations that are out right now, this is what everybody's looking at. They're looking at the past and the present.
So we're hearing that Diddy is not going to be arrested anytime soon. What do you think is going on in the meantime?
Well, the government is building their case. Apparently what they're doing is they're going through all the witnesses or cooperators that they have, all the evidence that they've uncovered, and they're going to see if there's any charges that are going to be brought up. But you'll see something happening very soon. This is not over.
I was about to say, and the Southern District of New York?
And that's one of the most prestigious districts. I just testified in the Eastern District about a month ago, so I know.
So these guys don't fool around?
No, they don't fool around at all.
Damn. So there you have it. P Diddy is not going to be arrested right now. So a lot of you that was on my short saying, "Oh, he's going to be chilling in Greece." Okay, fine. He probably will just be chilling, but he will have to go into trial, and the feds are building a case. And I don't think they go through all that trouble and end up with nothing, especially when they go to the thing of raiding your house. So they're going to get some type of charges that's going to stick. And even if he manages to wiggle out of this, his money is taking hits with the lawsuits. He has to pay the lawyers. I'm not even sure if he'll have to pay fines and stuff. The only thing is probably like the gun stuff, which I didn't really think maybe it was used in a crime, but I'm sure he was smart enough to get rid of any guns that was used in any past stuff that probably did happen. So I'm not really looking at him with having guns because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of Republicans or Democrats that's in high office that go hunting once a year that has guns. Now, of course, though, if he has the amount of guns that what's his name Ti had that one time when he was like getting ready for war. Yeah, if he has maybe that amount of guns, especially the automatic guns or something, I guess he'll get in trouble for that right there. But those videos, what will come up from that? Even though I'm thinking he probably did get rid of the most damaging ones, and maybe see, I'm thinking he was smart enough maybe to do that, especially since he's not. Doesn't seem like he's totally freaking out here. And obviously, some people that was protecting him or the things that he was getting away with had finally turned on him. So, look, I'm one of those people that definitely believes in karma. Everything that you do is eventually going to come back to you. It may take a while, and it always seems like people that do act bad or act evil get away with the most stuff. But I think probably what it is, it builds up so much that when they get it, they really get it. And once again, just because he's black or he's a man, I'm not going to bypass this even though I'm in that space, getting on women on their bad behavior. I cannot ignore when a man is allegedly being accused of not by just one person. And of course, this is not like how it happened with Bill Cosby, even though it probably would. It never was with in Bill Cosby case. I never heard a old stories or reputation that he he may be into some of those things. So it was a shocker with things that he was into, and obviously he was definitely cheating on his wife. But yeah, I think they did do him wrong because they waited till he got such an old man to bring those charges up. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but in P. Diddy's case, it has been like a long line of things that just was coming out that will always have your head scratching. And most people would be like, well, it is what it is. That's puffy or something. And a lot of people got into the thing of maybe he's bisexual. Once again, I don't care of anybody's sexual orientation. Of course, like drawn from a case with Dwight Howard. Don't be surprising somebody. Don't be telling somebody that, hey, this is supposed to be going on, and then you surprise them with this. And this is what I think with the women that he did mess with. I think probably they got surprised. And I guess it's going to be time for me to do another video of how a lot of women do pick the worst types of men. because they're motivated. They have money. They have swag. They are in the limelight. Even if he manages to get past this, he will not have no problem getting another woman. Matter of fact, he never had a problem getting most of the women that he wanted. He was able to get with Jennifer Lopez. So there we go right there. It was something important I wanted to say, which I think I covered it early in the video, but I remember I want to say, okay, if I didn't explain it well, I do believe it's somewhat of a race thing, just because when I knows when white dudes get, if they mess up and have a certain scandal happen, it don't be in the news or online like this. Even with the Jeffrey Epstein Allen thing, I heard of it, but I didn't hear enough. I didn't hear enough of it. I heard enough of it that I knew who he was, but it never was put out, that list of everybody that went to the island. Now, eventually it came out, but they did not put a spotlight of the other people involved in this particular thing. Like in P Diddy's case, people that's associated with him, they starting to get thrown under the bus too. Like Cuba Gooding Jr., Jay-Z, who knows? Even Beyonce got thrown in. Once again, allegedly. This is allegedly. Okay, so just because you know somebody don't mean that you was involved in whatever they had going on. And I'm pretty sure every party that he had did not go to that length. I think he had the normal party, and then he had the after party. And then who knows if he was involved in, you guys have to see that video that I did. That was just a snippet of what was going on with Diddy, but this dude, Dougie, can't think of his last name, and I don't know why I was calling him Doogie, but Dougie, he had this experience of being invited to this party, and the video is called "I Should Not Have Went to This Party," if I say it right. So, thank you guys. Have a good day. Give me a like and subscribe if I didn't say it.
Tripping, nigga, I'm overly thinking.
Right.
Boy, I got a real plan.
Right.
When I signed my first deal, I signed the most fucked up deal in the world.
Right.
I don't give a damn. I just needed the platform.
Right.
I had the plan.
Right.
Tripping, nigga, I'm